Welcome to Sun City News. I'm your host, Norma Taylor. Here are some stories we have on the agenda for this week's news show. Georgia Lash reports on the opening of the Barataria Pool. We hear about the Sundancer's Rainbow of Rhythm upcoming show. And later in the program, reporter Ann Prianti checked out St. Patrick's Day. Those stories and more coming up. Sun City News starts now.
This is Sun City News. With our news team bringing you stories from Sun City and the Low Country. Taking the lead with entertainment news. And on deck is our sports report. Sun City News, from people you know, about people you know. This week's SCTV News starts now.
Sun City Facilities Manager Bill Martin discusses what's involved in projects like the recently completed Barataria Pool renovation.
Bill Martin, you play a very important role in our Sun City community, but I don't think we've ever gotten you on camera yet for Sun City TV.
No.
So I'm going to let you introduce yourself, your title, and your responsibilities to our wonderful Sun City neighbors.
Okay. I'm Bill Martin. I am the facilities manager for Sun City. I have a crew that maintains all the common area buildings that you see out and about in Sun City, including the pools, sports parks, bocce, tennis. There's quite a bit that goes on here.
A few facilities there. Now, congratulations on the completion of the Barataria Pool, renovation.
It's a little challenging.
I was going to ask, just looking at the past few months, what are some of those challenges? What's involved in a project like this?
Well, there's a lot that goes on pre-remodel. Setting up contractors, getting bids, finding out how much money we have to actually spend. Plays a huge part. So sometimes you have to cut back on some things that you wanted to do or you would have liked to have done. Staging contractors, and procuring materials. The material was quite challenging this year for this part of the pool here. Some of the things that have to be custom made and things like that takes time yet, which created some delays, unexpected delays. I didn't say.
And the weather.
The weather played a huge part. We had the ice storm, the hurricane that came through at the very late last year. There's many things that go on that you have to be prepared for, and something you just can't be.
And we just all have to, fasten our seatbelt and be ready for some of those bumpier rides. Yes. But we're here for the season. We are ready. We are definitely ready. Bill, I can imagine that there must be a massive graph timeline of all these facilities, their current status, the idea that you just completed this one. But what, for example, is a project span for something like this? What's its lifetime when it's going to go back on that to-do list?
Generally speaking, it's about 10 years. I have had some pools that I can get to go about 15 years. And it really depends on maintaining the chemicals. That's the biggest part of maintaining a pool. Chemical can have a huge effect on the plaster pool and the tile and things like that. So making sure that your chemicals are constantly balanced properly generally will help expand the lifespan.
We enjoy that lifespan, that's for sure.
Yes.
Now, we all enjoy our amenities. The pools are such a favorite. We have a variety of pools here.
Yes.
So since we've gotten this one done, it's our new, little star here in the world of Sun City. What are some of the unique features in case somebody's never been to the Barataria Pool?
Okay. Well, as you can see, we have a lot of seating. Maybe not enough with things growing around here, but yes, we have a lot of seating around here. We have the resistance pool area, which is right here, for people that are exercising, walking. We have the seating area right here that has the bubblers in it. Helps relax the muscles. Zero entry here, which is good for people with mobility issues. Helps them get in and out.
It's a favorite at the children's days too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This is a beautiful pool. It looks very fresh and perky and clean. We thank you for your efforts. And anytime you want to come in and talk to us about some of the projects that are happening here, I know you're a busy man. Thank you for taking your time.
Not a problem. We've got several projects getting ready to come up. So,
What's the next one?
Lake House.
Oh.
We plan on doing some renovations over there.
Freshening up.
Yeah. And possibly even another pool area, but that's still out there in the.
Okay. Well, we got that little sneak peek there, a need to know. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
We are delighted to have Lori Rotundo and Sharon Quinto with us in the studio today to talk about the Sundancer's upcoming show, A Night at the Movies. Well, welcome, ladies, to Sun City News.
Thanks,
Thank
Norma.
you. Okay, you've got something exciting going on. Sharon.
We do.
Now, you've been involved with this show for about several years now, either as a producer, a director, and always a dancer.
Yeah.
So tell us your perspective of this show compared to prior years.
Well, you know, technology has really helped us upgrade this show over the years, and it's been a steady progression of changes and improvements. The lighting and the audio we use isn't the same as it was, years ago, even 4 or 5 years ago. Our instructors have helped us improve our technique as dancers, and we're dancing to music of all different genres, starting from the 60s to today. So I guess if you haven't seen Rainbow lately, you need to get a ticket because it is totally different than it was a couple years ago.
Yeah, technology is truly amazing. Sometimes
It
I can't
is.
keep up with it, but I try.
Yeah,
I
right.
try. Well, Lori, as artistic director for last year and this year, tell us what changes you can expect to see.
Well, this year our theme is A Night at the Movies, and we chose that because we're really trying to have specific themes so that people will know when they come in what they're going to hear and what they're going to see. And there's so much great music in the movies, and we decided this year to make a small change and add some theatrics to our dances. So you will see some surprises coming on and off the stage, and the music will be great, recognizable music, and the use of the cyclorama that we started using really last year, and this year even more so. So it's going to be a great show.
Okay. And Lori, this year, movie theme. How come?
Well, like I said, we're really trying, like last year we had Dancing Through the Decades. This year we have a movie theme. We're trying to get more specific with our themes so that when people come in, they'll know they're going to hear music specifically from the movies. From any year, it could go from the 20s up to, today. So we're not specifying any decade, but it is going to be the movies.
Okay, yeah, I know. Jersey Boys, Mamma Mia,
Yep,
Titanic.
Mamma Mia,
That's gonna be-
Footloose.
Oh, that's
even
fantastic.
even interestingly enough, Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. And Sharon, what type of dances are we going to see?
Well, all the dance clubs are participating, including ballroom, clogging, line dancing, square dancing, and Sundancers, which is jazz, tap, contemporary, and musical theater. And then there's a real specialty number this year. So it's really an interesting specialty number. So we have a big cast, over 90 dancers this year.
Wow, 90 dancers.
yes.
You're going to take up that whole stage.
Oh, yeah. And a couple instances, I feel like I'm in the wings.
Because we have so many dancers.
It's interesting to see it all come together.
Okay, and Sharon, most importantly, when is the show? How do we get tickets? Where? Give us the details.
The show is April 4th at 7 p.m. And Saturday, April 5th, with a 2 p.m. matinee and an evening performance at 7. Tickets are on sale now in the Magnolia Hall lobby from 9 to noon on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The week of the show, they will be on sale April 1st to the 3rd from 9 a.m. and then 1 hour before the show. And the tickets are a real deal. They're $18, or if you buy 10 of them, they're $15 a piece.
Okay, so you get a bunch of friends and you get together
That's
and you get
right.
and
It's
you
a great
get
night
$3
out.
off
Yes,
each year.
that's
Night
right.
out. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a fantastic show. Thank you for coming on the show and telling us about it. And
Thank
break
you,
a leg,
Mama.
ladies.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Still more to come. Our SCTV crew was at the recent Veterans Get-Together. And Carol Fox reports on the newly installed Motus bird migration tower. We'll return after this brief break.
For our March edition of In Our Neighborhoods, we're going to start with the Edgewater neighborhood. We went to their game day tailgate celebration. Soon after, we went over to Riverbend and caught up with the Heritage Oak Place neighborhood. They were having their Have a Heart event. Also, we covered Sanctuary Cove's Senior Prom.
Reporter Georgia Lash spent some time with the Veterans Association keynote speaker to learn about his unique career as a Marine pilot, which included his Marine One duty transporting President Reagan and President Bush.
Rob, for your presentation this evening, you sent the Veterans Association a biography. And in that biography, you claim that you barely made it through high school. So I want to know, how does that translate into you becoming an elite Marine One pilot?
Well, first of all, it was a big lie, like a lot of Marine Corps pilots do. I did have issues getting through high school. I will not doubt that. But I was able to make it without a GED. So, and then it was very imperative to my parents that I go on to college, and I gave it a good shot, and I dropped out and joined the Army during the Vietnam era, and was stationed no further away than 300 miles from my hometown for the entire enlistment. So anyway, it worked out. It worked out. Education is highly overrated sometimes.
Now, in this presentation, I know you're going to be featuring a lot of your Marine One experiences as you were assigned to transporting both President Reagan and President Bush. And I know there's some stories for you to tell. But the first thing I'd like to ask is, how much interaction as the pilot do you actually have with the president?
Actually, very little. We're saying there were no more than glorified taxi cab drivers, pretty much. And our clientele is elite, to say the least. But as often as not, President Reagan, he would ask the military aide, hey, who's driving today? And he'd stick his head in the cockpit and say, hello, sort of thing. But he had no idea who we were. We observed some of the most important world events from a parking lot where our helicopter was landed and we were waiting for him.
Now, do you have any presidential anecdotes that you could share that would get neither of us in trouble?
Without being killed. My favorite, the doors on the helicopter are on the left. So when we fly into the White House, we would turn and they had a large plywood disc for us to put the landing gear on. And open the doors and everybody walk in, and they close the doors and we take off. Well, one day the wind was incredibly quick, to say the very least, so we landed straight ahead and just waited for him. And everybody gets on, the doors were closed, we're getting ready to take off, and then somebody taps me on the shoulder, which I thought was odd because the crew chief had intercockpit communication. He could have told me, relayed the message. I turned around, it was President Reagan, and he looks at me and says, Rob, don't hit my house when you take off. And I didn't, per the presidential order. Coming back from Camp David, which is located out by Thurmont, Maryland, maybe 60, 70 miles away, we were coming back, and President Reagan was on, and there was a brown kind of a scud layer over the city, the basin that Washington, D.C. sits in. And he looks out there, he says, would you look at that? And Congress isn't even in session.
I think it looks like there's either got to be a book deal coming, maybe a Netflix series. While we love talking about you as a Marine One pilot, you have an interesting career. Certainly kudos to you for over 8,000 hours of flying experience. My, I think, favorite, you taught aerial acrobatics. And just like Top Gun, pilot flight instructor. Of all those experiences, and of course ending as the executive officer of Air Station Beaufort, which of those would you put at the top of your highlight career? If there was a reel of all, if they put that Netflix series together, which is going to be your favorite thing for the trailer?
It would probably be flying the president, because of the places we got to go and the things we got to see and people we got to meet. It was a very, very unique experience. Say that we used to stay on the ranch with President Reagan. We would stay out at Kennebunkport with President Bush. And Camp David, we had our own cabin at Camp David. Matter of fact, it's one that Menachem Begin stayed in during the peace talks. But quite quaint little park, I might say. But yeah, it was very nice. So that was kind of at the top of it. Everything else was fun, but this was
better than aerial acrobatics.
Yeah, I love flying aerobatics. So, yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, it's been a delight to talk with you. Everyone's going to enjoy your presentation. You've got to come back and let us know if that Netflix series starts.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Well, there's a new arrival in Sun City, and you might think the stork brought it. Our team was on hand last week when the Motus Bird and Wildlife Tracking Tower arrived.
So it's an exciting day here in Sun City because the Motus Bird Tracking Tower is being installed over at the Golf Maintenance Facility. Paula, hello. Thank you for coming to tell us about this project. What is the Motus tracking system? How does that work?
Well, basically, the Motus tracking system is run out of Bird Canada, and it is a series of towers that extend all the way from Canada down into South America. And they use radio frequency to pick up on tags that are placed on birds, also bats and insects. So that's how they're able to track migrating birds doing that. And part of the reason why they're doing that is for habitat protection. We need to know where the birds are resting over the winter and where they're nesting come summer. And we also need to know where they stop on the way up, what areas are important to them in order for them to refuel to make that migration. So this will point to areas that need to be protected so the birds have places to rest and nest and make their way up north.
So if our viewers want to use this new system or to find out what birds are coming through right now, what should they do?
Well, there is a great website, motus.org. It's motus.org. But we are going to be doing some training with the Bird Club and the Photography Club, since they participated in this. And then we're looking at ways that we can get that information out to the whole community. So anyone could go on and find out what birds are going to be coming through and where they might be staying over and so on. So I think it'll be really exciting.
So Jen, welcome to Sun City. It's wonderful to have somebody from Audubon, South Carolina here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
We're delighted. So tell us what you've been doing this morning to set up the tower.
Yeah, so this morning we're setting up the Motus Tower to track migratory birds. We started with a big boom lift and got way up high on that tower and put on the antennas and ran the cables down. Next, we're gonna connect all the components and the lightning arresters and get it plugged in a little while here.
That is fantastic. Yeah. Well, what migratory birds are passing through our part of South Carolina right now?
You know, a lot of birds are just starting to come into town and some are passing over. I heard a northern parula this morning. We've had yellow-throated warblers singing. And then we also have purple martins showing up. Hummingbirds are starting to show up. Shorebirds are flying through. So pretty much all the birds are leaving their wintering grounds and either coming here to breed or continuing on to go north to breed. So the Sun City Tower here is actually going to cover an area like the Savannah National Wildlife Refuge. It's going to cover Palmetto Bluff and all of Sun City. So any birds moving through this area or stopping here will get detected by this tower that are wearing the tags that scientists put on them.
Can you show us a tag? Do you have one with you?
I don't have one with me, unfortunately. It's very small. It's like a little antenna and a little piece at the base.
Yes.
And I actually attach them using a little bit of jewelry wire. So stretch magic. It's on a little harness on their legs.
Still much more ahead on Sun City News. Sitting in for Rich Holman is Georgia Lash with entertainment news. Reporter Ann Prianti reports on St. Patrick's Day. And Mike Romano's here with sports news. So make sure you come on back.
March does come in like a lion, roaring with events like St. Patrick's Day, Mardi Gras, and March Madness. Our March episode of Extra is pretty fierce as well.
Tune in to see expanded coverage of the Creative Vision and the Synchronet shows. Learn about the developments that are improving our surrounding counties, including the details on the Buford Memorial Hospital expansion.
Cable viewers, please check our program listings on the Sun City website. And most conveniently, you can always catch us on our YouTube station, where we invite you to subscribe for easy viewing.
Now let's head over to Georgia Lash with some entertainment news.
Thanks, Norma. Let's see what's going on out here. On April 2nd, head on over to Riverbend for some low country libations. Join friends for a happy hour featuring live music by Reed Richmond and hors d'oeuvres provided by Downtown Catering. Tickets are $15 and can be purchased online or at Lifestyle Services. The capacity is 100 for this event. Doors and cash bar open at 3:30 and that music starting at 4. On April 15th, join Sun City resident Ellen Scott as she returns for this very popular Make It and Take It class. Ellen will teach you how to dye silk scarves utilizing tissue paper. By class end, you will leave with a beautiful 11 by 60 inch scarf in colors of your choice. FYI, bring an apron. All supplies are included and the ticket price is $38. The capacity is limited to 24 for this event, which will be held at Pinckney Hall starting at 2 p.m. You can get those tickets online or at Lifestyle Services. Now on April 29th, the East Coast Dueling Pianos will feature 2 keyboards competing against each other in an epic battle of musical prowess. You can sing along with all your favorite songs and laugh along with the outrageously hilarious comedy interludes. This is a fun, high-energy show you don't want to miss. Show plays at Pinckney Hall with doors and cash bar opening at 6 and the show starting at 7. Tickets are $25 and are available, of course, at online or at Lifestyle Services. And we can't forget on April 30th, join Chef Andy Borgmeyer from Signature Catering and Events as he prepares a delicious 4-course meal paired with a tasting of different bourbons from the Heaven Hill brand. Now this promises to be a tasty and unique experience. Limited seating is available. Tickets are $120 and can be purchased online or at Lifestyle Services. This bourbon dinner event will be at Riverbend and will start at 5:30. Come on over and join the fun. Now something special is coming up in Bluffton. On April 29th at the historic Hayward House in Bluffton, May River Montessori is presenting Broadway to Bluffton, a family-oriented musical cabaret. This is an enchanting evening of music and community featuring Broadway stars Meredith Inglesby and Steve Blanchard along with special guests. This promises to be an unforgettable night of song, storytelling, and celebration, with guests enjoying a delightful picnic-style experience. Barbecue and picnic baskets filled with treats will be available for purchase, with all proceeds going to May River Montessori's Growing Arts program. Now for ticketing, there's general admission, preferred seating, and tables available. For tickets and more information, please contact Sally Stone at office 2 mayrivermontessori.com or call 757-2312. That's it for this week. As Rich says, get up, get out, and enjoy yourself, and do not forget, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum has one weekend remaining coming up. So get those tickets. Norma, back to you.
St. Patrick's Day weather cooperated with sunshine and mild temperatures, and reporter Ann Prianti took advantage of the beautiful day to see what our residents were up to.
Take a drive, or better yet, a stroll around Sun City at any time of year, and you'll see that this is one community that loves a celebration. After the dull colors of winter, what better way to welcome all the green popping up than to celebrate St. Patrick's Day? This St. Patrick's Day, the weather was so beautiful that I couldn't resist heading out to see what some of our residents were up to.
Hi, happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. What are you doing to celebrate?
We're actually having a party.
At your house?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to go home and start cooking as soon as I'm finished playing bocce.
And let me guess, are you serving corned beef and cabbage?
Reuben sliders and sausage and peppers.
Ooh, sounds wonderful.
Yeah, we're excited.
Hi, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Same to you. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Are you doing anything to celebrate?
We're playing bocce, and then we'll have a cul-de-sac cocktail this afternoon with our lovely neighbors.
Oh, wonderful. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Are you doing anything for St. Patrick's Day?
Our neighborhood's doing a concrete cocktail party, Palmetto Place.
Oh,
so, and we have a 50-50 raffle, so we're excited about that.
Oh,
and we have family that just came in today, so.
Well, may the luck of the Irish be with you.
Well, thank you very much.
You as well.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
Are you doing anything to celebrate?
Yeah, we're playing bridge. But we would be doing that anyway.
Okay. Well, you doing anything special?
No.
Well,
Nothing special.
enjoy this
Just
beautiful.
dressing the part.
Yes, you certainly are. Enjoy the beautiful weather.
Thank you. Come to the bridge room. There are lots of people with
I will.
attire.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes.
I was fortunate to catch Marsh Cove's celebration at the lake house with Irish step dancers from Savannah. If you'd like to see more of the step dancers at Marsh Cove's celebration, tune in to the next episode of In Our Neighborhoods right here on Sun City TV.
Now here's Mike Romano with sports news.
The annual St. Patrick's Day golf tournament scheduled for March 16th was canceled due to inclement weather. However, the dinner was held that afternoon for all those that had signed up to play. The food was enjoyed by all. The Pickleball Club is planning a classroom instruction event that has been popular in the past. It focuses various skill levels and especially players new to the game. The session will dwell mostly on in-depth understanding of the rules. The event is scheduled for March 25th at 3 p.m. in the Lake House Bayside Room. The event is free to members of the Pickleball Club. Participation is limited to 30, and you must sign up to reserve a spot. Check your pickleball announcements for sign-up details. If you can't make the March 25th event, don't worry, more sessions are planned, including one on May 11th. Keep an eye out for announcements on future dates and times. In other pickleball news, there will be a dink contest on April 19th. SCTV will be reporting on that event. Want to hear about a fun sport that is good for your health? We will have more details next week. For Sun City Sports, I'm Mike Romano.
Well, that's our show for this week. Thank you for watching. Catch us on cable and on our YouTube station, where we invite you to hit like and subscribe. To see expanded coverage of some of our SCTV stories, tune into our monthly show, Extra. If you have questions and comments, email us at suncitytvhh@gmail.com. And check in with us next week for all the news that's in your neighborhood. For Sun City News, I'm Norma Taylor.